Hello and welcome to the Castle Assault video. I'll be looking at assault from the southwestern approach up towards the gate and the various things that are involved in that. It's going to be a slightly longer video than normal as I have to explain what you're seeing before you. It's a complex array of overlapping ranges of defences. So to start with, we'll look at the gate. Now ahead you see the gate itself. To the left there's a cannon, to the right you'll see there's a mortar and another cannon on the corner. And a lot of people probably think that that's mainly what's involved in attacking the gate. It's not. Now, as you're moving further down to the right here, you can see that each of these wall segments are also destructible. And then if we go downhill a little bit here and get a wider angle view, you can see that there's further mortar emplacements along the wall. And a lot of this is in play on the outer defences, but also there's more on the inner defences. Here I've mapped out the outer defences of the castle. The ranges are approximate because I've measured them on flat ground. Having altitude, which the castle does, towards the southwest, will give them greater range, so you should take that with a pinch of salt. Also, when explaining this, I'm assuming that the southwestern area, that's the 4 towers, keep, and the 2 supply camps on the left hand side of the map, are, for example, green, and it is from that point that I'm looking to attack the castle itself. Now, as you can see here, there's a blue line to the north. That's to mark a large cliff face that will actually block the range of some of the mortars there to the right of it. So they can't actually shoot to the north side of that tower there, just to the left of that high cliff face. And there's another large area of green to the south, which is a lower cliff, which the mortars on the castle side can actually shoot over, and from the tower, the other side of that cliff, that can actually shoot towards the castle. So as we'll see later, it's not quite in range. Now, I've done a little bit of colour coding. The green half circles there, with the small dots in the middle, denote the cannon emplacements along the wall. So when approaching the gate, there's initially, if they have all these defences built up, there'll be 2 cannon emplacements in play, and then from the surrounding area, if they have the mortars up as well, there'll be 4 mortars able to cover the area in front of the gate. Now, mortars also have a minimum range that they can't fire in, so if you're right up against the gate, that mortar there on the right hand side would not be able to hit you. So you have to take that into consideration as well. So those are the outer defences. Now let's look at the inner defences. What you may have noticed from the video at the start is that there's these high platforms jutting out from the centre of the castle inside the outer walls. And upon these you have the cannon emplacements there, which are marked again in green, and they have quite a field of fire, probably larger than that. So as you can see, they are again in play on the approach to the gate. Now they're quite difficult to hit, bearing in mind that from the outer wall you probably don't have the range on anything but a trebuchet in order to hit them. So they're quite difficult to take down. So you'll probably find that they're in play the whole time that you're trying to take the southwest gate, or even the wall, which might be easier. And then there's also the mortars that are placed again high up in the castle. So if you go into the castle and you come up the stairs, these are on the outside, and you can see there's a mortar up there that looks straight over the gate and beyond that, which again is in play the whole time. And then there's mortar emplacements to the north and south there as well that are in play on this. So you've got them as well, and you can't really take them out. So whenever you're attacking here, you're going to be under fire from mortar emplacements and cannon emplacements. So let's take a step back, and what I did during Beta Weekend 3 with my 1 trebuchet blueprint I was able to afford was to put a trebuchet in the north tower here. Now, just going to test the range here, and it doesn't really go as far as you might hope it would, to be honest. It's only just made it over that hill, and you'll see eventually that I can only just strike the enemy wall from this position, but that's all I need to do really in order to make the breach. The cliff face in front of me means that this is an excellent position for placing a trebuchet, because the mortars just to the other side of this large cliff face can't hit it. They don't have the angle in order to make the blow, so the mortars are completely out of commission as a defensive strat. defensive pieces of siege. So the counter that I faced here was that a trebuchet was placed upon the wall, and because it had greater height, was able to hit me without me being able to hit it. The result was that I lost the trebuchet, and whilst I was able to make a breach, it didn't last very long. So as well as being able to do damage from range, you need a second group being able to control the wall there. So before actually raising a trebuchet, I would recommend trying to take out any wall defences and have a real presence there up against the wall in order to allow you to make the breach. That just showed you there where I actually put the placement down. As I approach the cannon emplacement here, you can see in front of me there's cliffs, and of course there's always the walls as well that you could stand just behind or underneath, where you could raise some siege equipment that wouldn't be able to take fire from the cannon itself or from some of the mortar emplacements. It's quite difficult to find a real blind spot, but hopefully the people manning the mortars that could actually destroy any siege equipment that you place down won't be able to see that you've placed the siege equipment, or won't know about it until it's too late. So you can actually remove the siege equipment that way. Another way is to have a group of elementalists run around and drop down a meteor shower upon the siege emplacements until it's destroyed, and just have people constantly on the back foot that way. Then, having made the hole in the defences, it should allow you to more easily have a presence along the wall to allow you to build trebuchets at long range and take the wall down over time. And hopefully also taking down any of the siege emplacements on the wall will help reduce the amount of supply left within the keep. There is another way that you can get a trebuchet to fire upon the enemy. In fact, there's several. You could have trebuchets in the open with siege defences around them to prevent the Zerg from pushing out from the castle, but I'd like to build my trebuchets inside towers, so there's actually a good defence around it, and you can put arrow carts up and make a real fight of it should the enemy try to Zerg out. So here I'm firing a mortar over the green cliff that I identified on the map before. Now, as you can see, that can fire over, but it can't quite reach the wall. However, trebuchet could strike the wall from inside the tower. Even if you control the outer walls and can fire your trebuchet at the wall without being shot back, the enemy could just raise a trebuchet inside, say on one of the platforms upon which the cannons are, and that extra height would probably give the trebuchet a considerable bonus to its range that might mean that your trebuchet is again under fire. So what you've also got to look at, because you don't want this to go on forever, is to also be flipping the supply camps that the enemy controls. It's preferable that you are able to capture them and hold on to them, but if you can't do that, then just constantly flipping them will stop the enemy from being able to get the upgrades that mean that Dolyax will deliver 70 supply instead of the starting 35 supply. So eventually you should be able to starve them out by doing massive damage over a large area, and that's probably your best bet for getting through the outer wall. Now once you reach the inner wall, you'll be under fire from all the high placed siege equipment, so you'll have a difficult time there. The cannons, I believe, are in range of ballistas placed on the outer walls, so you could take them out. I'm not sure about the mortar placements higher up, but by the looks of it, you can actually get a ram underneath some of the high up mortar placements so that you're within its minimum range, so that might not be a factor. Once you break through that inner wall though, there may well be a large amount of siege placed in and around the castle lord, and no doubt that will make your life very difficult. Still, there's no one way of breaking into the castle. There may be no defense whatsoever, and you can just break down the door, break down another door, waltz in and take it. But if there's a competent defense, you'll be up against it. Okay, thank you for watching, and goodbye.